Hi everyone, so today I want to show you this card. This is a 5x7 pop-out book fold card. It might have another name, I'm not sure. So on the front here I've used my Cherry Blossom digital kit, which is available in my Etsy shop. I've also used a die from In Love Art Shop, so if you use my code ICEDImages you'll get 20% off your order. And then we open it up and here is the pop-up book fold. Now I've actually I saw something similar to this on Pinterest, but I don't think there was measurements, or I couldn't find the measurements, so I end up just doing my own thing. So this probably isn't how you're supposed to do it, but yeah, this is how I've done it. And then you've got space on the back to write. So there you go. And obviously it all folds flat, fits in an envelope for a 5x7 card. So yeah, so let's get into it. Right, so for this pop-out book fold card, you're going to need one piece of base card that is 7x10, or you can just use a 5x7 card blank. That's fine, because basically what we're going to do is we're going to make a 5x7 card blank. So you're going to take your 7x10 and you're just going to score halfway at 5 inches. So, and then fold it, and there is your 5x7 card blank. Then you need another piece, and this, I've used a matte piece for this. I'm actually using white. So you don't want it to be, too thick, but you also don't want it to be too flimsy either. This is about a 200, I would say, roughly. Now we do need to score it, but you also need to cut it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw some lines on first, and then we'll score the bits we need to score, and then cut the bits we need to cut. So I'm going to be doing it on like what would be the reverse side. So I'm going to take my pencil and a ruler, and what we want to do is along the top here, we're just going to mark, so this is going to be my reverse side, we're just going to mark at 1 inch and at 3 3/4, and then at 5, at 6 1/4, and also at 9. And then I'm just going to do the same on the bottom here. So now on these 1 inch in from the edge lines that I've got either side, I'm just going to do just a faint pencil line like this, but I'll do it a bit thicker because so you can see it. So I'm going to do one there and one there. Now these are going to be cut lines, but we're not cutting the full length. So that's why we're drawing them in for now. The other ones that we also need to do is the 3 3/4 line as well. I'm going to miss the 5 inch because that's literally going to be a score line top to bottom. And then I'm just going to draw in this line here at 6 1/4. Okay, so we've got that. And then if I turn this round, what we're going to do along this first line is we're going to make a mark at 7/8 and at 5 7/8, and we're going to do the same on this line here. And then I'm just going to draw a line from the one mark across to the other, but you only really, well, you can go all the way across actually because this is reversed, so you're not going to see it. So we're just going to draw a line top and bottom. So now what we need to do is on this one here, I'm going to mark along this line here at 3 inches. So as you can see, it's just slightly over that other line, and the same at the top, and then the same on this side. So I'm going to come 1, 2, 3, so it's at 5 inches basically on there, and the same here. Okay, so you've basically got from this line here across 3 inches, from this line here across 3 inches, same at the bottom. So that's what you're doing there. Then what we want to do is we are then going to join up those two lines you've just done. And again, you're not going to need that full line, you're only going to need part of it, but at least if we just draw a line for now, you're not going to see any of this. This is on the other side of your card, so it's absolutely fine drawing all these lines. So then up these two lines that we've just drawn, you want to come up them and just make a little mark 1 inch up. So from this score line, so 1 inch up and 1 inch up, and then same from the top. So from this line down that line just drawn 1 inch, and the same here, like that. And then we're going to just draw across here like this. Okay, so this looks rather complicated, but it is a bit involved, but it's worth sticking with. So this here is going to be a cut line, this is going to be a cut line, This is going to be a cut line. This is going to be a cut line. I'm going to write on all of the cut lines. Okay, so all the way around there, those are all cut lines. Then this one here is going to be a cut line. This is going to be a cut line. And that is all of your cut lines. So then what we want to do is the scoring. We're going to score here, but we're not going to go up to here. So this is going to be a score. This one here is going to be a score. Score. But you don't want to go past. So you're only literally doing that little section there, that little section there, etc. You'll see in a minute. Okay, so I think that is it. So we're going to bring the scoreboard back in again now, and we're going to go ahead and score it at 5 inches top to bottom, because that's fine. And then what we can do is, now we know where we're scoring, we can just literally go and score these little sections. So we're scoring at 3 3/4, but only down to this line, and at 6 1/4, only down to that line, and the same here. So on the bottom. Now I don't need to flip it over because I've got, you know, I've already got the lines in there. That helps. And then this one here is at 6 inches. Now again, because I've got the line there, should be able to find the groove and just score that little bit there and this little bit here. So this one here is at 4 inches, so 6 and 4, and again just top and bottom like that. And so that should be all of your score lines. Now, if you want to cut using your trimmer, if you've got a trimmer that cuts, you know, score trim like this, and it does both, you can do that. But I get concerned about these. Sometimes if your blade's a little bit blunt, it can make it a bit fuzzy. So I'm going to go with a Stanley knife, a metal rule, and a cutting mat. Okay, so I'm now going to go ahead and cut down these lines here. So we're going to cut down this pencil line here from there all the way down till we meet the other one going the other way, and the same on this side. And then we also need to turn this round, and then we're going to cut along the top and along the bottom. And again, I'm only cutting from here. In fact, let me do it up this side, it's easier because I can see then. So I'm literally going to cut from that end cut line from here, and I'm cutting across to here. So you should end up with this. Okay, and as I say, we've cut down to that second little tiny score line, and then I just need to cut along these two lines here. Okay, so I'm going to turn this over now. Let's turn this over. So it looks a bit less complicated on this side. Hopefully you can see my score lines. So what we're going to do is, this one here is going to be a valley. This is going to be a valley. This is valley. This is valley. So let's just valley up these. So that's a valley there. And then these here are valleys as well. Now you just be careful you don't want to fold this middle bit. This bit here is also going to be a valley. In fact, what we should do probably is down that centre section there, if we just fold the whole thing like in half, because some are going to go one way and some are going to go the other way. So it's best just to go ahead and just fold them, and then we can kind of change them around when we need to. Okay, so now we've done that, what we need to do is down this bit here, this needs to be a valley there, and this needs to be a mountain. That automatically kicks that into to be a valley, which is great. Okay, so you end up with that. So you can kind of fold that down, give that a burnish like that, and then these two here are also going to be valleys, and there you go, you get your shape that you need. So obviously you've got all this on the back, but it doesn't matter because you're not going to see any of that, because it's going to stick in like that. Okay, so that is your shape ready to go. So it looks really effective, but it does take a little bit to get to it. There might be an easier way of getting to where I got to, I'm not sure, but I've just kind of worked this out from scratch. So all the measurements I've just literally worked out from scratch. I didn't take anybody else's measurements. So what we're going to do now is, I think we will decorate it now, because I can lay it flat to decorate, and then we'll stick it inside the card. So you're going to need a lot of pieces to decorate with. I'm going to use my cherry blossom kit because I just thought it's quite effective with the red, white and black. Okay, so I've laid out all my pieces. So I'm now going to tell you what they all are. So these two outside pieces here, these measure 3/4 of an inch by 5. So you need 2 of those. So they're going to go there. On the top here, so the corners, the 4 corners, you need 4 in total. And these measure 5/8 by 3.5. So you need 4 of those. Then you've got 4 pieces of these. So these go top and bottom in the middle here. And these measure 5/8 by 1 inch. So you need 4 of those. You also need 4 of these little squares. These measure 3/4 of an inch by 3/4 of an inch. In the center here, you need 2 pieces that are 3/4 by 2 3/4. So they're going to go there. And last but not least, you've got these 2 pieces, and these measure 2 3/4 by 4 3/4. Now, if you want to, one of them can be white, so you can write on it, or you can do what I'm going to do and actually write on the back. So this is my back piece. So this is a white piece, and this measures 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. So that's going to go on the back of my card where I'm going to write my message. So I'm going to go ahead now and stick all of these pieces down. Okay, so there's the finished decorated insert. So then what we're going to do is I'm going to bring my card blank back in again, and I'm just going to go ahead and stick this white piece on the back first because I don't want to have to do that after I've stuck this in. It's a bit bulky. Okay, so you've got your inside piece. So I've brought the card blank back in. So this is going to stick this down now. If we fold the whole thing in half, and we're just going to glue or red tape. You want something strong just along these edges here. I'm going to go with wet glue just to give me a bit more wiggle room. So, and obviously you've got all your pencil marks there, but it doesn't matter because you're not going to see them. If you want to rub them out, you can, but you'll see in a minute you don't see them at all, so you don't need to. So that is that glued, and then what we'll do is we'll take this whole piece like this and bring it over this side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so that you've got an equal border on the top and bottom and down the side. This side's slightly bigger than the top and bottom, but it's okay. So that's that stuck down. Let's just give it a good press down to make sure it's definitely stuck. And then we're going to do the same with this section here. So we're going to put some glue or red tape on it. And then I'm literally going to take the other side of the card and I'm just going to close it onto it. Okay, now your border might not be completely even, but you can kind of check it. If you're using wet glue, you can kind of check it. Oh, that's all right. I mean, it should be fine because you've obviously got, you know, you've the way you've cut it, everything should be fine. So that's that. So then when you open it up, you should have this bit that just kind of pops up. Now it won't go completely flat. I mean, yeah, it won't really go completely flat, but it's not supposed to because obviously it's going to go up on your mantelpiece like that. So yeah, and then you can just go ahead and decorate. If you want to put something on the front, you can. I shall probably go ahead and add something to the front just so that it's, because obviously you've got something on the back as well. So on the front, you just need a mat that was 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and a pattern that's 4.5 by 6.5. So I'm going to go ahead now and cut out some pieces to go on the front there, and I'll come back to you in a moment. Okay, so I've gone ahead and cut out those pieces. I said the pattern was 4.5 by 6.5. The mat was 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. So I'm just going to go ahead now and stick that on the front, and then we'll add one of the flowers from the, I've just just cut that out of one of the pattern pieces. And then I've also die cut out a happy birthday, which you probably saw me do. And I used my Rosa cutting machine, which is great. Die cutting machine cuts really well, as you saw. I only went through and back, and it cut it fine, not a problem. So perfect. Right, so that's going to go on the front like that, and then we're going to use a bit of silicone glue. I'm going to put my happy birthday in the middle there, and have that just slightly raised up off to one side. So let's just put some silicone glue on the back of this. And it's quite flimsy. I should have probably layered this up onto card, but it's fine because I'm using silicone glue. I can kind of get away with it. So we're going to leave that one there like that, and then put some silicone glue on the back of this as well. And then we're going to put that in so it's nice and central, nice and straight. There we go. This is why I like silicone glue gel, because you can just make it as much or as little as you want. So I want this end to be kind of up a bit more and kind of be at more of an angle. So I've just stuck it kind of flat on this end and made it stick up a bit more on this end. And then I can then go and tweak my happy birthday accordingly. So there you have your front, nice and simple, and then you've got inside. So again, on the inside, I'll probably put a sentiment or something on the inside just to finish it off, and then obviously you've got wishing you a happy birthday on that side. So there you go. So that is the card for today. So hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to check out my Etsy shop, which is where the cherry blossom papers came from. I will put a link in the description below for them so you can find them. Also, don't forget to go and check out In Love Art Shop, which is where I got this happy birthday die. It's a set of sentiment dies. I think you get about 6. Those of you who watch my channel, you will see I've used them an awful lot because they are fabulous. I'm so glad I ordered this set because I just use them all the time. So if you go over to In Love Art Shop, don't forget to use my code ICEDImages, which is all in one word, and that will give you 20% off your order, which is fantastic. They've got some fantastic papers, dies, stamps, tools. They've got all sorts over there, so go and check those out. If you liked the die cutting machine I used, you would have seen briefly, that's Rosa Studio. And it comes with like a whole bundle, so you get dies with it, you get some papers with it. It's a really good deal, to be honest with you. And if you use my code ICED20, then that will get you 20% off your order. So that makes it even more of a deal. So yeah, go and check them out as well. So that's it for today. So please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.